Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayana. Yesterday, I didn't do my podcast because of personal reason, but we're here to attack every situation that we have seen for the last couple of days, and we were talking about it in the Too Good to Be True podcast. But first, before we talk about the topics that I chose, make sure to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Too Good to Be True podcast. Subscribe, like, notify, leave your comment on a video. We have 44 subscribe on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, go subscribe and notify and keep up with the news with the podcast. But also that we have to thank the people who are listening to the podcast, such as in Canada, Ireland, United States, France, uh, everywhere a part of the world. So thank you very much for listening to this podcast. Even in Australia, they are listening to my podcast. So thank you very much. But don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast. So let's get right to it. So first, my bad. We have heard a couple of days that the great Diana Taurasi is retiring from the WNBA and at the game of basketball. I will say this: what a pleasure and to see her career playing, even though I was a little bit late, but you can see the resume of her career. So I want to share her resume right now, people. I want to share her resume. So Diana Taurasi, the 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 great Diana Taurasi, averaged in his whole career 80.8 point, 4 rebound and 4 assists. Look at her reward. She's a three-time WNBA champion, a six-time gold medalist, a six-time EuroLeague champion, 2009 MVP, two-time Finals MVP, four-time USA Basketball Female Athlete of the Year, three-time EuroLeague Final Four MVP, 11-time WNBA All-Star, uh, a 10-time All WNBA First Team, four four time four time uh, All WNBA Second Team, and also she's a six-time ESPYS award winning, also three-time with the best WNBA player, 20-time WNBA Player of the Week. We have to add that. Four-time WNBA Western Conference Player of the Month, and also Mercury all-time franchise leader in 16 categories. Gameplay, game star, minutes, and so on and so forth. Was named as the 20 greatest player in the WNBA history in the 20th anniversary of the WNBA. Also named the 50th greatest WNBA history in the 15th anniversary. WNBA All Decade Team honorable in 2006. 2004 Rookie of the Year, number one overall pick of the 2004 draft. Also, well, I'm not gonna call it scoring. Well, we all know the resume. We all know the resume of Miss Diana Taurasi of all people. Let me say this: there's a reason why we call her the White Mamba, because she modeled after the late great Kobe Bryant. The late great Kobe Bryant gave her the name the White Mamba, and she proved it on the court. We got nothing to tell about her work ethic and his greatness and impact in the WNBA. Where do I rank her in the WNBA history? I would say you can rank her in the top 10 or even in the top 5. If I can rank her in the top 5, I would say Cheryl Swoop, Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, Sue Bird, and Diana Taurasi. You can add that on the conversation. Top 5, top 10. Uh, she rightly deserves being in the conversation. What do I rank? Actually, not rank, but do I put Diana Taurasi in the WNBA Fort Mount Rushmore? Absolutely, absolutely. Diana Taurasi is in the Fort Mount Rushmore. So everybody will say, "What is your WNBA Fort Mount Rushmore?" So in my uh Fort Mount Rushmore on the WNBA, I will put Cheryl Swoop. I cannot ignore the four-peat. Diana Taurasi, she's in. Lisa Leslie, she's in. Now that last spot, it can be tricky. It can be tricky. So if I can put one last person in the Fort Mount Rushmore, that will be Sue Bird in the Fort Mount Rushmore on my are the greatest WNBA player in the Fort Mount Rushmore. And also, I just forgot about that. She also a three-peat the UConn college basketball championship with the women's basketball. So I just want to add that. All right, like I said, my Fort Mount Rushmore: Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoop, Diana Taurasi, and Sue Bird. Those four person, they are in my Fort Mount Rushmore. But a hell of a career for Diana Taurasi. Uh, we wish nothing but the best of your success in your career, and I hope the future is bright for her. So, so thank you, Diana Taurasi, what you brought to the game, and I hope that retirement um brings you the best joy of your life in in your career. Moving on from the WNBA, let's talk about the comment of the LeBron James of the face of the league in the NBA, because if there's been a lot of uh negativity surrounding LeBron James, um what he said about the face of the WNBA. So let's talk about it a little bit. Um, let's talk about a little bit about the comment, because it's been sparkling uh about the Anthony Edward comment about he does not want to be the face of the league. Um, so I came up with an article from. So I want to share it. I don't know if I have the video. I have the video. If I have the video, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I will share it right now. Share it right now. So sorry, we're gonna hear the comment of LeBron James about the the come up with the face of the league because it's been around that Anthony Edward does not want to be the face of the league because of the pressure that it goes with in the NBA. So LeBron James responded the media actually responded the media about the covering of the fate of the NBA and also with the Anthony Edward actually pretty much defending Anthony Edward for the comment of the faith of the NBA. So let's listen what he's got to say. Let's listen. I hate commercial. Des produits reconditionnés.
LeBron James just put the NBA media on blast, and he didn't hold back. Speaking in the locker room, LeBron questioned why any player would want to be the face of the league when the media constantly tears them down.
No, well, Anna already said he don't want. Yeah, that's it. He ain't trying to deal with that shit. And I mean, Channing Frye said it the other day too. Like, and it's unfortunate, but like, I don't know. Why do you want to be the face of the league when all the people that that cover our game, talk about our game on a day to day basis, shit on every have that responsibility? It's just weird energy from the people that I don't.
It's a bold statement, but LeBron knows this firsthand. He's been under the spotlight for over 20 years, facing endless criticism, no matter how much he's accomplished. For him, this isn't just about one player. It's about how the media treats every superstar. And when LeBron speaks, the entire league listens.
So you heard what LeBron said about the media criticizing the players and defend Anthony Edwards to the face of the league. I will say this me personally because I hear what everybody trying to say about the face of the league thing in comment. I will say this: do and I agree with Charles Barkley when he said that we don't anoint the face of the league; they have to earn it. In parable, that's his quote, but that's not the whole thing I said. But I get what Charles Barkley said, and to me, you got to earn it to be the face of the league. And LeBron to say what he just said is pretty much hypocrite at his part about the face of the league because last time I checked, who's the face of the league during those 20 during let's say that during those 17 years because I'm not counting his rookie year, rookie second year, third year. Actually, you know what? LeBron was it. I don't know when the defining moment when he was the face of the league. I think this is me personally. I think it was when um he won his first championship. This is me personally. You can say that he was the face of the league when he won the MVP, or you can say he was the face of the league when he went to his second NBA Finals. But me personally, when he won his first championship with the Miami Heat in 2012, that's when I found to say, okay, we got the face of the league of LeBron James, the face of the league. But his comment about the media criticizing the player, that's their job. That's their job. That's their that's their job to criticize players. And for him to be, I'm not gonna call him ignorant because I don't think he's ignorant because if he was ignorant, we're probably gonna find out. But for him to say that that the players are criticizing the media criticizing the player, but that's their job. Not just the media, but also us, the podcast ourselves. We criticize the players on their podcast. It's normal. It's a normal life. You got to deal with it. If you cannot live up with the pressure, if you cannot take the criticism, well, you should not play. You should not play at all. We should not play at all because what when I hear what LeBron James says, it's kind of a BS. It's BS. So let's go back. Actually, we have to go back to the 80s. I'm not counting the 70s. Actually, I will count the 70s and the 60s, but specifically the 80s. When the 80s came, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird really changed the face of the NBA. Now you can see them on cable TV, you know, so on and so forth. Magic Johnson won his first championship as a rookie. We all know Larry Bird was coming, was also coming, but Magic Johnson was the face of the league, and he lived up with the pressure. Yes, he won 5 championships. Larry Bird won 3, but we have to thank Larry Bird and Magic Johnson to saving the league, and that's how it gravitated the basketball world in the 80s. Yes, there were some hiccups here and there. It got pretty much a little bit interrupted by Dr. J in '83, uh, Hakeem and Ralph Sampson during the '86 NBA final. I think at '86 NBA final, 85, '86. Um, then you add the bad boy Piston adding the equation. They had to interrupt and hit and Isaiah and the bad boy Piston battling the Lakers, battling the Celtics, battling the Bulls, and so on and so forth. Now we go through the '90s. Now this is where the Jordan era took off when he won his first championship in '91. The league knows, the league knows, and us also the fan, we knew Michael Jordan was the face of the league once he won his championship. And once he won his championship, that's elevated even more. Then with the Dream Team in '92, they changed the face of the NBA, brought an international player, and so on and so forth. We know the rest of the story. The '90s, it was the Jordan era. But it has been interrupted by the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. Fast forward to the 2000. This is where it got pretty. We didn't know who's the face of the league. The Lakers 3P, the San Antonio with three championship, the Miami Heat win, the Boston Celtics, and the Lakers win in 2009. LeBron James got drafted in 2003. Yes, I wasn't. Well, yeah, I wasn't in my last year, my third grade, entering the fourth grade. He was just a rookie, but we all knew one day he would be the face of the league, and it happened next decade in the 2010. That's where he would have brought us the face of the league. And you know the rest. It has been interrupted by Dirk Nowitzki, the Golden State Warrior, then my Raptors. Winning the championship, and also the San Antonio Spurs too. But But for him to criticize the media, I mean, that's their job. It's just like somebody trying to criticize you every basic week, um, every basic week in life in general. So I don't get it, LeBron James. I the face of the league. It's gonna happen sometime in the moment when you're gonna retire. Now, if you had to ask me who's in my personal opinion, who can be the face of the league? Well, I can see Anthony Edwards. I can see Jace. I'll give it to him later. I can see Wimby. I can see some American or international player. Don't really bother me. Wimby, SGA, Jokic, Giannis, Joel Embiid. I, I can see. I can see those guys be the face of the league. And why not people like that? Why not people like Jason Tatum, which we will get to him a couple of seconds. But we see with the uh, uh with the face of the league, and but also it's also our job also to criticize the game, and and that's in life in general. Like I said a couple a minute ago, if you don't want to get criticized, why are you playing then? Why are you playing? Go do somewhere else. But criticism, yeah, they all come to criticism the game, and criticism personally. I don't like to criticize personally because that's not my business. But when we criticize your game, that's part of it. That's part of it of the game. You guys are paid to play the game of basketball. Like 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 you play the game. You play the game. Well, for what? For winning the championship. That's part of it. So, it's life in general. And speaking about Jason Tatum, we are going to talk about Jason Tatum. Why not? Why not him? Why not him? Can be the face of the league. So Jason Tatum made a comment about being the face of the league. So he had a comment. I don't. He had a comment about Jason Tatum. He said something about maybe he's interesting to be the face of the league. So I'm gonna look for it right now for what did he said about the comment about the face of the league. But before that, he had a fantastic game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Um, he had 46 points, 16 rebound, 9 assists. Uh, and the Celtics lost to a blowout against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who, by the way, they're number one. Uh, Number one in the Eastern Conference. So I'm trying to look for the comment right now. I'm trying to look for the comment of what he said about the face of the league. But he said, "Why not him? Can I be uh uh Yeah, there it is. So I want you. I want to share uh share with the what he got to say. Then we're gonna go back a video of Kendrick Perkins. Is what is of Kendrick Perkins talking about the LeBron comment and criticize the media. It goes well what I'm gonna say about the Jayson Tatum thing. So let's read uh what he got to say. So honestly, he said honestly no. If you took the name and the faith away from all my accomplishments, you're just like this. You're just like this is what this player accomplished at 26. People will talk about me a lot differently. So that's his comment. What he said about why not he's gonna be the face. And I will say this. I understand Jason Tatum frustration, and I can understand too. But I think people don't see him much as the face of the league because he's too bland. He's too boring. He's like the Tim Duncan of this generation. He doesn't have any controversy. He's not how you say this charismatic, which is kind of crazy, but I understand. But also, there's one point that everybody are saying that's kind of true that he's playing for the Boston Celtics, one of the most hated franchise in basketball history. Not just completely in any sport. You put with the Celtics, I'll put the Lakers too. They're the most hated too. The Lakers, the Yankees, the Cowboys, the Montreal Canadiens, the Barcelona. You know, and this is what it is, and there is factual of that that he cannot be the face of the league because he's too bland and he's boring. He's had that Tim Duncanish, but also yeah, like I said, he played for the Celtics, a franchise that everybody hate, but also he had the greatest piece around him, and that that's really held him back from being the face of the league, and also held him back to win MVP because of the pieces around surrounding him. And that's why the goes what I said about the LeBron comment about the criticizing the players about their game. And this is one of them when I talk about with Jason Tatum. His with Jason Tatum. So I want you guys to listen what Kendrick Perkins got to say, and then I will continue to talk about it. So let's listen to what he got to say.
Michael Jordan went through it, right? Michael Jordan, when he was dealing with the death of his daddy, did you see all the newspaper articles that were out about him, the stories that were out? When he was playing against the New York Knicks, did you see the gambling stories that was out? We didn't have social media, but he went through it. Kobe Bryant had his share of times that he went through it. I mean, look, I get what LeBron is saying. My only problem with LeBron saying this is that put an address on it. Put an address on it. Don't just leave it broad. Say who you speaking to. Because it can't be us, because we highlight him every single day, even when he's not playing. We make sure we appreciate his greatness every single day. So if you're talking to other people outside of the basketball world, like the hockey player that worked for our network, what's his name? Subban. Right, who contradicted himself throughout the whole time he was ranting about the NBA, claiming that, the NBA is basically soft and all this, but he don't watch much of the NBA, so how can you critique it? I think a lot of people have gotten too comfortable when it comes down to critiquing and criticizing our game and taking it a step further than it should be. That's the part where I think LeBron was addressing. My only problem with that statement is put an address on who you talking to.
Well, and that's sort of what you were saying earlier, Brian, that I agree with. I do think that as a whole, whenever things like this happen, it's always a time for all of us to pause, to be able to look in and say, okay, how can we be better? And players as well. And I think that what you said on Get Up this morning, just about maybe the discourse around the NBA at times swinging away from appreciating the greatness of what we see is a valid criticism.
Yeah. So probably after Michael Jordan, no one has given more adulation in the history of the sport than LeBron. So of course he's been appreciated, and we still appreciate him. Absolutely. We're so happy that he has been able to play 22 years. But it is also true that I think he is correct that we are a little bit out of balance. I think the key word here is balance. You don't want all love and you don't want all hate. What you want is a combination that enriches the appreciation of the sport.
You heard what Kendrick Perkins said, and it's true. I'm sorry to say that it's kind of true because Michael Jordan went through it. We actually I was born in '93. I was born in '93. Back in the '90s, and this is for the new generation. And I'm talking to the new generation. When I was a kid, we didn't have social media. We did not have social media when I was a kid. You only read in the news or you listened to the news on TV about every controversy that happened, like Michael Jordan gambling, Michael Jordan's the death of Michael Jordan's father, and also we saw the Last Dance. Go watch the Last Dance. What was like in the '90s? What was like in the '90s without social media? Go watch the Last Dance that released like 5 years ago, close to 5 years ago. It it happened. Kobe Bryant went through it, like Kendrick Perkins said, with the feud with Shaq and the scandal that happened in Colorado. Kobe had to deal with it in his career. And also, I do agree with Wimby that we the word balance is very, very important. The word balance is very important on this discussion, because you don't want all the hate and all the love. It has to be between the middle. And what PK Subban said about the NBA is kind of true. I think yes, I did. I think I addressed it on my previous podcast. But I will rephrase it again. What PK Subban said on ESPN is kind of true. He doesn't watch the basketball anymore because there's no balance. The players are hurt. What are you playing for? It's for the money? Because I don't think it's for the money. I think everybody's in their own business. Like I said, like you said. But if you don't, like I said a couple of minutes ago, if you don't want to get criticism, don't play. Find something else to do. Because there's too many uh uh athletes felt too comfortable that we should not criticize them. Yes, we have to criticize you. If you had a bad performance, a bad game, yeah, we have to criticize you. Not just the media, even the podcaster like myself. We have to criticize you because that's our job. If you're a podcaster that's very known, or a podcast that has a small platform like myself, yes, yes, unfortunately, yes, you're gonna get criticized. And don't tell me why. It's life. Like I said, it's life in general. We all gonna get criticized. A baseball player get criticized. Hockey player get criticized. Uh, Football players will get criticized. Soccer get criticized. criticism. It's that's life in general. Even the WNBA. The WNBA also get criticized. So LeBron, I understand that you criticize the media, but also that's the job they're doing. Even for the podcaster, every podcaster criticize everybody. That's our job. What we see, if we don't like it, and we see you had a bad performance, we have to do it, LeBron. So that's I'm gonna say for this subject. But LeBron, yeah, and LeBron if at the tail of his career, we need like a new face. Not now, but we need like a new face of the NBA because the old guard like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, DeMar DeRozan are fizzling out. Even Damian Lillard, I might add, they are fizzling out. Even Jimmy Butler, they're in the tail of the career. You know what we always say? It's a young man's game. So I think that this situation pretty much uh end of it, but it is what it is. So that's how I gotta say about that. Uh, moving on. Continue still talking about the NBA. Uh, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is out right now for the. They shut him down for the rest of the season. Um, because a lot of injuries. So let's. I'm gonna share with share it. According to Bleacher Report. So let's read it together. So 76er Joel Embiid is out for the season with knee injury. Will focus on treatment and rehab. So Joel Embiid injury will have officially ended his season. The Philadelphia 76ers announced on Friday that Embiid is medically unable to play and will be shut down for the remainder of the campaign so that he can focus on the treatment of the rehabilitation. So this is the tweet that the 76ers said. So it said that Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embiid have been consulting with top specialists regarding ongoing issue with his left knee. After further evaluation, it has been determined that he is medically unable to play and will miss the remainder of the season to focus on treatment and rehabilitation. We are working with the medical expert to determine the exact treatment plan and will update media when he has more information. The team and specialists will continue to working with Joel to ensure the best path forward for his long-term health and performance. So that's why he said that. That's what the Sixers said. So I don't need to read this. So what can I say about this situation? It was about time to that he needed uh to be out of the season because um the Sixers season it was terrible. It's terrible. Their season is a failure, 100%. And I think it started last year. I felt that last year Joel Embiid shouldn't play in the playoff. If you remember, he was going to a case to a second back-to-back MVP after he had a MVP season in 2020, 23. And last year I think he got injured on January of 2024. He got injured, missed a couple of months, got into the playoff, pretty much not the same. and he got bounced in the first round against the New York Nets. And then, probably one of the biggest mistakes that Joel Embiid did, and I think he shouldn't have done it, is that he should have been playing for the Olympics. That is still to this the biggest critique I had with uh with uh with Joel, is that he played the Olympic, and that he needed to rehab his body and his both knee to be better in this season, but he didn't. So, and you saw in the beginning of the season he wasn't the same. Same thing for Paul George. I mean, Paul George shouldn't haven't played at all. The 76ers should have shut him down for good. Also, that he can rehab, go back to LA, rehab yourself, and prepare for the next season. So my best to say this, Joel B, good luck, rehab yourself, and come back next year uh with uh with with more force and more stronger rehab. Let me just go back. Actually, that's not the WNBA, but um, let's go back. Actually, let's talk about the WNBA, but that's not really the WNBA. It's the Unrivaled. Um, we had the Unrivaled yesterday. They had the game. Vinyl beat uh Alisa Thompson Lace in Unrivaled. So So Ryan Howard from the Atlanta Dream has scored 24 points to lead to a victory against the Lace 64-63. She had a perfect game. I mean, the Unrivaled. Let me say this: the Unrivaled team is very amazing. I Sometimes I don't need to watch it the full of it. I have to watch the highlight. Actually, I watched the full Unrivaled game, and that was fantastic. I gotta admit that I enjoyed it. I loved it. So the Unrivaled can be up sky to the limit. So great, uh, great game for uh, great game for oh, I forgot her name again. Um, Ryan, what is it? Ryan Howard? Yes, Ryan. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ryan Howard. Sorry, my bad. My apology. Ryan Howard. So great game from Ryan Howard. Uh, Moving on from the NBA, let's talk about a little bit the NFL. So, so let's start with the Rams. Um, According to the NFL rumor, there's been a rumor that Matthew Stafford and the Rams reportedly restructured the contract to remain with the team. So I'm gonna share this news on Bleacher Report. So according to the NFL rumor, Matthew Stafford led the Los Angeles Rams to the playoff during 2024, and he's running it back in 2025. Adam Schefter of the ESPN reported that the 37-year-old and the Rams agreed to restructure contract to keep him with the team and squash any and all trade speculation that had cropped up around the Las Vegas Raider and the New York Giants in recent days. So I don't. So this is what Jordan Schultz said. The Raiders and the Giants made aggressive financial offers to Matthew Stafford, including multi-year deal with significant guarantee per source. While the Ram offer fall short of those figures, Stafford and the team let cooler head prevail, and um, everyone I have to find it. Hold on. Agreed. So let me just read this again. Not in the beginning, but let's continue. Well, okay, it take time. It's trying to take time for yeah. Okay, to everyone to agree that staying in LA without relocation and family give him the best chance at another Super Bowl, and it's now it's done. So that is what according to Jordan Soul said, and I don't want to read the rest. So I don't want to read the rest. So you read the ex formerly Twitter, according to Jordan Schultz. I will say this: good job for the Rams, because I knew in my mind he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. So and staying with the Rams, the team that you won with the Super Bowl with that team, uh, uh, you deserve a multi-year, regardless of the age. Regardless of the age that you have, 37 years old, I think you should finish your career with the Rams. I don't see him play with the Giants and the Raiders, and especially for a Giant, the New York Giants team that they're terrible. They need to be rebuilt. It's a rebuild, completely a rebuild, a completely a rebuild. We all know that, and for the Raiders, they need a future quarterback. So I don't know if what's the plan for the Raiders and the Giants, but I think both good should get a quarterback, a young quarterback. So that's my thought on it. On the Stafford and the Ram situation. Still continue with the to the NFL. We got a report. We got a breaking news right now that uh Deebo Samuel has been traded to the Commanders. The 49ers getting a fifth round pick. Oof! I did not know that. Oh my god. So, so let's read this in Bleacher Report. Deebo Samuel's stellar run with the San Francisco has come to an end after six seasons. Per NFL Network Rappaport, the 49ers are trading their star wide receiver to the Washington Commander. ESPN Adam Schefter added the 49ers will receive a fifth round pick in exchange for Samuel. The Commanders are taking on the remainder of Samuel's contract and will be paying his full 17.55 million salary for the 2025. So what am I thought about this? Holy shit. Debo Samuel to the Commanders. Oh my god, they are a contender. After what Jaden Daniel did this season, the 2024 season, bringing the Commanders in the NFC Championship. Oh my god. Let me tell you something. The NFC, yes, the NFC is wide open. You have the defending champion, the Eagles. You got the Commanders, the Lions, the Green Bay Packers. I would have a dark horse with the 49ers. I don't know what they're going to be. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, dark horse. Who else I can see in a dark horse? The Rams are a dark horse. I mean, the NFC is wide open for that. Oof. Let me tell you what. Oh my God. The uh the Commanders. Let me tell you what. The Commander will be the biggest story if they go to the Super Bowl this season 2025. Oh my goodness. Jaden Daniel, I don't know. He gonna be special. Actually, he is special. his rookie year, but this time it will elevate him. So if I'm an NFL team in the NFC East or the NFC, I already keep my eye on the Commanders. So I'll be very careful right now. I'll be careful. So so the Commander will be a fear team coming this season, and I cannot wait what the OTA and preseason and season and playoff what the Commander will do. That's all I gotta say. Congratulations for Deebo Samuel. Now, just go back a little bit to just two topic in the NBA. Anthony Edwards have been fined. Have been fined for 35K for an ejection against the Lakers. So the NBA have fined Minnesota Timberwolves guard Anthony Edwards for $35 million following his ejection from the team after a loss to the Lakers 111 to 102 against the Lakers on Thursday. And after receiving his second technical in his third quarter, he threw the ball uh, into the stand, and he got ejected. And he got ejected because remember he has like 16 technical foul in this season. That's an automatically a suspension. So and also he will probably he's gonna he just missed uh a game against the Utah Jazz in which the Minnesota Timberwolves lost to them, and he lost to the Jazz 117 to 116. And their next game, I believe, is going to be against the Phoenix Sun on Sunday. So so he will come back on Sunday, going against the Sun, the same team that he eliminated in the first round. Final topic is still in the NBA. Still on the NBA. We will talk about the like we talked about the Jason Tatum night. The Cavs has beating the Boston Celtics on a comeback win um against the Celtics. So Donovan Mitchell had a fantastic game. He had like 41. He got 41 points. Came back from a 2022 comeback win against a Jason Tatum, who, like I said, couple who had well, not and a half, but he had a 44 points, 45 points against the Cavs, but lost. But that was a great game from them for the Cavs winning against the Celtics. So let me ask myself the question: are the Cavs a legit threat in the Eastern Conference, or in the NBA Finals? I would say no, but I'm not going to be ignorant to see what they're going to do in the playoffs. That's the only thing we have to watch them. Uh, the Cleveland Cavaliers um being a threat in the NBA. So so that's all for this podcast. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. And I hope you have enjoyed this podcast um, for today. And recording this on Sunday morning, yeah, Sunday morning, and I will publish it maybe Sunday evening. So don't worry about that. It also, I will post it also on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast. So Apple Podcast, so friends listening can listen to this podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, uh, and notify this video on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. If you want to follow me on social media, follow me on X, formerly Twitter at Belly PMM. On Instagram, Pascal underscore Mayala underscore 15. And same thing with Threads. And that I would say, thank you very much for listening to this podcast all around the world, whether you're in Canada, France, United States, Australia, Ireland, everywhere. I want to thank you very much for listening to this podcast, and I will see you next time.